Session we discussed about the variables how to create, right? At the same time the keywords also we discussed. Okay, so today's discussion is about functions. So tell me, how many types of functions are there in any programming language? Anyone knows? Any programming language we can take, how many types of functions we can see? One is like the function, okay, without arguments, right? Arguments. The next one is like function with arguments. The next one is like function with a written value. The next one, function without a written value. If you want to learn, okay, these topics, first of all, how the function is looks like in Python. The next thing before that, first of all, why we go for function also you should know or not. Why we go for functions in any programming language. In our case in Python, how to create a function or not. How to create a function. And once you create it, okay, you have to use, right? How to use that function. Once you know first three topics, okay, after that you can jump into function with arguments, without arguments, function written value, with written value, without written value or not. So why we go for functions? Anyone? Okay, everyone knows this is like a common definition. Very simple. Okay. In your code, okay, in your application, you can say, in your application, there has one functionality. There has one functionality want to use in multiple places. In your application, there has one functionality is there. That functionality you want to use in multiple places. That time, instead of writing that functionality in each and every place, then what you have to do? Write only one place. You can use wherever you want, how many times you want, or yes or no. So that in your application, that is like Python application or Java application or .NET or JavaScript, it's not a matter. In any application, one functionality, okay, if you want to use in multiple places, don't write that functionality related code again and again. If you write, no problem, but it's a kind of duplicate code. It's not recommended. So that do one thing. With that functionality, create one function first. With that functionality, create one function. Once you created a function, that function you can use how many places you want instead of writing that code in each and every place. So the next one is like how to create a function. Okay, my requirement is like in my Python, there has multiple places I want to use same functionality, so that I want to create a function with that functionality. How we can create a function? Syntax is one. Can anyone tell me what kind of keywords are there? Function related keywords. Anyone? Function related keywords.
def, lambda,
Related keywords. There has one is like a def is there, lambda, function is
yield,
there. The next
pass,
return is there, pass is there. Okay, next. Is there any yield? Yield. These all are like what? Function related keywords or not? Among these four we can use later. If you want to create a function, we can create a function by using def is the keyword. Okay, so the syntax is like def. Okay, define a function like that, you can remember. After that, your function name. After that, your function name. Okay, once you have a function name, the next thing is like what? Next thing is like what? Okay, function representation. Any programming language, this one is like what? It's a function representation or not. After that, most of the programming languages, whatever the code you want to write inside the function, we are going to place inside the curly braces. But in Python, not like that. Okay, this one we can say like a block. in Python, how we can define a block, by using colon. Okay, by using colon. So other programming language you can easily understand if you write like this. Here my block opened, you opened one block, here you closed your block like this. It is like by seeing I can say, I can tell. But in Python, okay, block opened with the column but ending not with column. Whenever you see this particular column, you can say that is like block started from there. But where it is ended, how we can find it? That is an important or. So how we can know? Very simple. Whenever you see this column in Python, my block is started. Inside the block, minimum one statement you have to write in Python. If you not write anything, it is like invalid. But in Java, JavaScript, if you not write also, simply if you open and close, it's like valid only. But in Python, in block, minimum one statement you have to write. If you don't have anything, one keyword already there, pass keyword at least you have to write. So how we can represent the statements or belongs to this block or not means very simple. In Python, you have to remember this one. If you want to place the statements, this is like okay, my statement one. This is like my statement two. If I write like this, it gives me an error. In Python, how we can tell this particular statement belongs to this block means after this block, in the sequence order. In the sequence order, if I come, the next statement is what? This one only, right? In the sequence order, the first statement should follow the indentation. Indentation is nothing but some space. Okay, space, one tab indentation. One tab space you can take it, or you can take like four spaces. Okay, just you can say like a one tab space. Whenever you written a statement by taking one tab space, in the sequence order, first statement is this one, right? It is followed indentation or not? Yes, followed the indentation. Whenever it is followed the indentation, okay, my Python compiler can come to know like this statement is belongs to this block. Okay, now it comes to the next statement. Next statement is this one. Is it followed the indentation or not? It is not followed the indentation. So that this statement is not belongs to this block. So I can understand like wherever you break this indentation rule, okay, there you can say like your block is like ended. Okay, so here your block started. The next statement followed the indentation, so that that statement is belongs to this block. The second statement is not followed the indentation. That means the block is ended here or not. The block is ended here. Understood? So if you write something like this, okay, now tell me how many statements are in this? Two statements are there or not? Two statements are there. Now tell me, this particular one is like a valid or invalid syntactically? Is it like valid or invalid? 100% valid. Why? Because in the block of one statement you can write it, no problem at all. Okay. The second statement is like outside the block. That's okay, right? Okay. I said like what? Minimum one statement should be there. Yes, they are right. Okay. Now, can I write like this? Is it like valid or invalid? Is it like valid or invalid? It is like invalid. It is like invalid. Okay. Well, one statement in Python. Okay, remember this. One statement or any statement in Python, it followed the indentation means that particular statement directly should inside the block. So reverse. This statement followed the indentation. That is inside the block or not. This statement is followed the indentation. That is inside the block or not. See, but this statement also followed the indentation. But here the block ended, right? So this is not inside the block. So one statement followed the indentation but is not inside the block, okay, then also it gives me a syntax error. It's like a invalid statement or not. Understood? Anywhere the indentation rule is like a break. Okay, after that, if you write any statements with indentation also, no use. No use. Okay. Now the next one. Valid or invalid this? Valid or invalid? This is valid or invalid? This is like invalid. Why? I already told, right? In Python, in your function, minimum one statement should be there. Minimum one statement. Now tell me, do we have any statements? Minimum one statement should be there. Tell me, do we have any statements?
No.
No, right? No, right? Okay, when you can say one statement is inside the block, if it follow the indentation, but it is not followed the indentation or not. So that in this particular block, no statements. So this is like valid or invalid? It is like
Invalid.
this particular block concept not only for functions, any block. Tell me some blocks. Function, that is like a block. Class also we are going to write some block of statements. The next one is like if condition block. Okay, else, okay, while. These all are like blocks only or not? These all are like blocks only. Okay. So the next one. Valid, invalid. Valid or invalid. Hmm? Okay, this is not there. Okay. Valid or invalid.
Valid.
Okay. In the sequence order, all the statements are like what? Followed the indentation or not? Okay, this statement not followed the indentation. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, this is like outside the block. Outside the block, no problem at all. Okay. So now you can write a function to print your name. So how we can write the function to print your name? Let's go. What is the keyword? Def is the keyword. Next. Function name. What is the function name? Function name always should represent the function. Print name. Next, function representation. Next, statements inside the function. So you have to start your block. You have to start your block. Next, follow the indentation and then print your name. Now in Java, in .NET, in JavaScript, this curly brace you can write from here also. Can I write like this? Can I write like this?
No,
Can I write like this?
no, it is invalid.
Invalid. Invalid. My block always, okay, should place here only, not in the next line. My block, okay, always followed by some of the statements, not like new statement, something like this. Okay, then you created a function. Done. You created a function. Create a function. There is no use. Just you written one function. When I can get the functionality, this is common for any programming language. In Java, one function you created. In .NET, one function created. When you can get the services from the function while calling that function or not. So how we can call the function? With the name, right? What is the name of the function? Print name. Okay, so this is the function name. Function name. How we can call it? With your function representation, right? Like this. Whenever you call my function block of statements, how many are there? Those many statements are going to execute or not? Yes or no? So how to use the function? How to use means how to call the function. With the name you can call like this or not. With the name you can call like this. Understood everyone? Okay, na? The next one. Can anyone try? What is the answer? If you run this statement, what is the answer?
Name NO is not defined.
Name NO is not defined. Okay. Okay. As you said, I defined like this. Now,
Integer object is not callable.
name NO is not defined means this NO is not there. So that I defined that NO or not. Now, what is the answer? What is the error?
Integer object is not callable.
NO is not a function.
Not a function is like a JavaScript error message in Python. Integer object is not callable or not. Integer object is not callable. Similar to JavaScript only. Integer object is not callable or not. If it is like integer, how we can call it? How we can call it? Now, if I write something like this, then what is the answer?
String object is not
String
callable.
object is not callable. String object is not callable. Like this or not. So that, okay, can you conclude one statement? Whenever you use this kind of statement somewhere, not only Python, in any programming language, if you see this kind of statement, what is the type of my FN? Type of FN is what? Always
Function.
it's a function. It is a function or not. In any programming language, not only Python, not only Java, any programming language you can take. If you write some statement like this, if you see some statement like this, you are calling FN means my FN is a
Function.
my FN is a function. My FN is a function. Understood everyone? Okay. So how to create a function is okay or not? So the next one. Now you can create a function, write a function to print your name that time you written. Okay, here I want to write something like this. If I write like this, if I write like this, if I write like this, what is my dir? Is it gives me dir is not callable or dir is not defined like that?
No.
Then what it's going to give? What kind of error you can get it? So what's your school site? Let's go to this. So if I write like this, as you said, the output is what? Fn is not defined. Yes, I defined like this. Then what is the output? Fn is not callable. Yes, integer object is not callable. Yes. So if I write like this, yes, it is going to work as expected or not. As expected or not. So what is the type? What is the type? What is my Fn? Fn is what? What is my Fn? Fn is a function.
Function.
You want to find the type, okay, print the type of my Fn. Now you can see it is like a function or not. It is like what? A function. It is like a function. But if you observe here, if you observe here, class function is nothing but it is an object for which class? It is an object for function class. Okay, we not discussed about class and object, so that just leave it for now. Okay, you have a function. Now, if you write something like this, dir, it's not gives me any error. It is not gives me any error. Why? It's not gives me any error. If I write like this, it gives me an error. But I replace fn with dir, it is not gives me any error. See, fn is not defined. If I replace fn with dir, it is not right. Yes or no?
dir is a predefined method.
Whenever you are looking for a member, okay, one thing is like first check that member is defined by you or not. The procedure, the order you can see. See, now my answer is what? VTS or something else? Huh? My answer is what? VTS or something else?
Something else.
Now can I refresh my page? Can I write schools? Should I go with the another one? Okay. You're not followed the indentation, right? Yes or no? 1, 2, 3, 4. Working or not? That means first, whenever we have a dir or whenever you are looking for one member, first it is going to check in your local scope or not. Yes or no? In your local scope. In your local scope, if it is there, if it is defined in your local scope, if it is defined, then that what happened? If it is like defined, then that what happened? That particular local scope member only execute or not. If it is not there, then that time it is going to check where? In the predefined list or not. In the predefined list also not there, then that time it gives me an error. What is that error? dir is not defined or not. Yes or no? dir1. First it is going to check where? dir1. In your local scope. In your local scope is nothing but in my Python editor. Here, this is my scope, right? Okay, here I defined, I can use the entire window. dir1, there are not, there are defined, not defined, not defined. So you not defined. Now it is going to check where? In the predefined list. In the predefined dir1, there are not there are. If it is there, it is going to execute. If it is not there, then also it gives me what? An error. dir1 is not defined or not. Whenever you can get, if you see this error, you have to understand like first it is looking in my local scope, in my scope, and then looking in my Python, okay, predefined members list. Still, if it is not there, then only it throws an exception is what? Name error exception. Name dir is not defined. What is this name error at the time of exception handling? We can see. But for now, name dir is not defined. The error you can get it or not. Understood that? The hierarchy, that means the procedure flow, the execution process, you can say. First, it is looking in my local. If it is not there, in the Python. Still not there, raise an exception. Understood, everyone? Any questions so far? Okay. DFM. Valid or invalid? Valid or invalid?
Valid.
It is like 100% valid. If I call it, what is the output? If I call it, what is the output? Pass is nothing but no statement. That's it. Don't think like a return. Don't think like a return. If you written like pass, I have a statement, but no code. I have a statement, but no code. Okay. Valid or invalid? Valid or invalid?
Valid.
What is that error? Indentation error or not? Valid or invalid?
Valid.
It's like valid.
Valid.
Okay, whenever, okay, the block, it's like indentation is like break here. After that, no statement is like followed the indentation, right? Yes, sir. It's like valid or valid or invalid? Valid or invalid? Invalid. Minimum one
Invalid.
statement is there in, right? Minimum one statement
Indentation.
is there in the block or not? But here, no statements are there. Here, no statements are there. Okay, here, print FN. Print FN. Print dir. Print dir. Print. Can I write like this? Print. Can I write like this? What is that? This is my function. This is like what? Built-in function dir. The next one is what? Built-in function print. Wherever you see like built-in function, that one we can say like what? That one we can say like a predefined functions or not. Yes or no? That one we can say like a predefined functions or not. Are that okay? Okay, then the next one. How to pass the data? Okay, first, can I pass the data to the function? Yes or no? If yes, how? Okay, how to hold the data coming from outside to my function? Coming from outside to my function. The next one is like when we can pass the data to the function. This question is like first question. Okay, second question. Can I pass the data to the function? Come on. If you want to pass some data, can I pass it? Yes or no?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes. Okay. If yes, so when we can pass the data to the function?
While
When?
calling.
While calling, right?
While
While
calling.
the function or not? Okay. While calling the function, how we can pass? How we can pass? While calling the function only, how we can pass? As
Using
a
parameter.
arguments, right? As a parameters or not? As an arguments or parameters or not? Yes or no? So that, can we do that? Let's go. Now I want to pass some data to this particular function. df fn. Okay. Now here print VTS. To this particular function, I want to pass the data. Can I pass or not? Yes. When we can pass? When we can pass? While
While
calling.
While calling.
So can I call it? Yes. Okay, how we can pass through as a argument, so that while calling a function, I have a space here only or not. Here I can pass. Okay. Now whenever you pass, okay, this data go to where? Go to your function or not. So if I execute this statement, will it valid or invalid?
Invalid.
It's like invalid in Python. It's like
Invalid.
invalid in Python. Okay. Well, you know, you are giving. Okay, this person is giving, but this person is not taking. So that it gives an error. See this. Okay, taking zero positional argument, not taking anything. Okay, but one was given or not. So this error message, we can discuss something more in the argument types concept. For now, don't leave. Okay, for now, just remember. Okay, for now, just leave it. Just for now, just leave it. Okay, na? So while calling a function, you can pass the data. Whenever you pass the data, you have to hold the data or not. If you not hold, you can get an error. Yes or no? Okay. Now, okay, how we can hold it? See, if you pass the data but you not hold it, again it gives an error or not. How you can hold it? With some, okay, I have some values. Values are coming. How we can hold the value in any programming language? With a variable or not. So this particular data I want to hold in my function as like an argument. So how you know? Okay, n1, n2. These are like what? Variable names only, right? Name of the variables only. First one is like hold 10. The second one is like hold 20. Now third one I am passing, but you are not holding. Again, it gives me an error. Since again it gives me an error. So in Python, one statement you can conclude. How many values you are passing, those many values, all the values, you have to hold it or not. How many values you are passing, those many values you have to hold it or not. Otherwise, you can get the error. Otherwise, you can get an error or not. Yes or no? Include everyone in Python. Okay, one function called by passing n number of values. Those n number of values should hold in your function or not. If you not hold, it gives me what? An error. How many values you are passing? That many. Look at those many values you have to hold with some references or not. Okay, so here how many you are passing? How many you are passing? Come on, 3. But how many you taking?
2.
Only 2. So there is a mismatch is there. So as per my statement, n number of values you are passing means n number of values you have to hold it. If not hold, you can get an error. Okay, na? So that I'm passing 2 values. Okay, so you can hold those 2 values with references. Once you hold those 2 values, you can use how you want, n1 plus n2, something like this. Whatever you want, you can do it. Okay, now what exactly the error was? What is the error? Or it is going to execute? What is that error? What is that error? No one knows. Okay, I'm going to execute this one. Okay, why this error? Very simple. You are passing the data. So N1 and N2. Okay, that's okay. This N1, N2, the scope is what you know. That scope is the function argument scope is in the block only. If you observe here, the N1 you are using inside the block or outside the block. If you use inside the block like this, there is no problem. See this, no error. But you are using here inside or outside the block. Come on, you are using inside the block or outside the block?
Outside the block.
Outside the block. So this N1 scope is what? Inside the block only. The block is ended here. Here only I can use it, but outside this one I am not able to use. That's the reason you can get an error. Is like what? Name error, name N1 is not defined or not. Name error, name N1 is not defined. Understood everyone? Got my point? So my question is like function argument scope is what? Function argument scope is within that function only you can use, outside that function we are not able to use. The function parameter scope is inside the function only, not outside the function. Any programming language these statements are common. Function parameter scope is what? Inside the function, not outside the function. Okay, but what you did, this N1 function parameter, you used outside the function. That's the reason you can get an error like what? N1 is not defined or not. Okay, na, everyone? Okay, so when you can go with the function with the parameter means very simple. As per my requirement, I want to pass some data to the function. That time, okay, how we can pass the data to the function? Through parameters. Whenever you pass the data to the function, that function should hold the data or not. How many values you are passing, that many values you have to hold. Otherwise, you can get like an error. Understood everyone? Okay. Now see, these questions okay, right? Can I pass the data to the function? Yes. When we can pass the data to the function? While calling the function. How we can pass, okay, how we can pass the data to the function? Function while calling, how we can? As like a arguments or not? As like a parameters, you can say. Okay, parameters. Okay. How to hold the data coming from outside to the function? Here, while calling, here at the time of defining, okay, at the time of define the function, how to hold the data coming from outside to my function? It's some, okay, references, right? Okay, here pass by values, here hold the data with references or not. Here references or not. Yes or no? Here parameters like values. Here the parameter is like what? References or not. Okay, done. The next question is like, is my function can give the data back. Is my function can give the data back? If I give, he can take it. That is about these statements discussion or not. If I guys give some value, my function can take it. Is my function give some value back to me? Is the function can give the data back? Yes or no? Yes. If yes, how one function give the data back? How? Okay, when one function give the data back? Function give the data back.
By returning.
Why? Second?
By returning.
When one function give the data back? When? Okay, how means return? By returning. When you can get the return value? While calling.
By calling.
While calling, right? When one function give the data back, while calling that function, it gives the data back or not. How it is going to give while calling, how it is going to give? while calling, how it is going to give? It is going to give by returning or not. By returning or not. Yes or no? So as you said, one function can return some value. Yes. When one function can give the data back while calling. Okay, let me write the function. Yes, while calling. I'm calling like this. While calling, it is going to give the data back. While calling, how it is going to give? How it is going to give? While calling, how it is going to give? By returning or not? Yes or no? Now he is giving, right? Okay, while calling, it is going to give. How to hold it? How to hold the return value of the function? Of the function. Come on. The one variable, right? With one variable or not? Is function always returns the value?
No.
Always return the value? No, right? No, right? Yes or no? It may return, may not return. So one function can return a value. When it can return a value? While calling. Okay, while calling, it is going to return a value. Okay, so how it is going to return the value? Using the return statement. Okay, if it is there, not there, that's okay, fine. How we can hold the return value? With one variable or not? So my question is, this function, what it returns? This function, what it returns? This function, what it returns?
It's not returning anything.
Not return anything. Then what is the default value in Python? I already told value keywords. In the keywords only, values I mentioned. True, false, one more is what? None. None. If the function not written anything, what is my default value in Python? No
None.
value representation is what in Python? None. None. Understood everyone? Okay.
Yes.
Now, if you write something like this, return, okay, I didn't write anything. What is the value? Return statement is there, but not written any value. So what is the value? None only. If you return something, what is the value?
10.
10. After the return statement, can I write any statement? Yes, you can write, but will it execute or not execute? Not execute. It's like what? Unreachable statement or not? After return statement, don't write any statements. Okay. After return statement, don't write any statements. Now, next question is like, in Python, can I return more than one value? This is not possible in other programming languages, but in Python, yes, no? Yes. In Python, I can return more than one statement. How we can return? With comma separated. Now, my value returns how many statements? Three values. Three values it is going to return. In which format? In the tuple format or not? So my question is, can the Python function return more than one value? More than one value? Yes, no? Yes, it can return more than one value. Okay, other programming languages possible or not possible? In other programming languages possible or not possible? Is it returns more than one statement? One return value? No, no. Okay, so that now we can come here. Function one is like without arguments. Without argument means while calling a function, no one passed the data. So that then you can simply go with without arguments or not. Function with arguments, when you can go, if my function is expecting some values, or if you want to pass some data to the functions, then the time you have to hold the data, then you can go with what? Function with arguments or not. My function don't want to give any value back, function without return value. If the function want to give some data back to you, then the time function with return value or not. So these are the different types of functions in Python. Up to here, whatever I discussed, this is not only for Python, it is for any programming language. Java, .NET, PHP, Python, Node.js, whatever it may be. These are like common, general things, general concepts, variables and functions. Understood? So in Python, okay, different types of arguments are there. Now this is Python concept. In Python, there has four types of arguments are there. One is like, okay, one is like positional arguments. The next one is like default arguments. The next one is like keyword arguments. The next one is like variable length arguments. The next one is like keyword variable length argument. Okay, this variable length, keyword variable length, same only. Okay, just you can say. So how many types of arguments are there in Python? Okay, this concept is only for Python. In Java, different types of arguments not there. In PHP not there. In Node not there. In JavaScript not there. But in Python, there has 5 types of arguments are there. One is like positional arguments. Okay, next one is like default arguments. The next one is like keyword arguments, variable length arguments, keyword variable length arguments. But these names are different, but this similar kind of functionality are available in Python, in Java, .NET, in JavaScript also. These names not there. Variable length argument not there. Similar kind of functionality is there in Python, okay, in Java. Those things we'll discuss next level. Okay, tomorrow we can continue. What are the different types of arguments? Okay, those arguments and some examples we can discuss. Up there, okay, everyone? Any questions? Any questions, anyone? No? Okay then, thank you guys. Thanks for joining.